Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute, probably about 2 months since I've sat in front of a camera and filmed and uploaded onto YouTube. We have gone through a lot. We have moved. We've been dealing with, just getting through my first and half of my second trimester. Now Corona's going on, everybody's unemployed. So I figured right now would be the best time to get back into it. This is probably going to be our filming setup until we move again, just because I can't really bring out all the lights and my backdrops and, all that good fun stuff because we don't have the room. Because our second bedroom is now a nursery for little Peyton. So yeah, today's video we are just going to sit down with a bunch of drugstore makeup. I'm gonna try some new stuff, but also use some old favorites that I haven't put on my face in a while. It's been a good 2 months since I've put makeup on my face, like full on makeup. So I'm really excited just to sit down and to play with this makeup. Before we get into the video though, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to let you know when I upload all of my future videos. And without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So the first product we're using is from Hard Candy. It's the Sheer Envy Blur Primer. This is a soft focus. Erin, can you focus it? This is a soft focus blur primer. There we go. Sorry guys, I've got Erin trying to help me out here. So this says blur away imperfections and achieve an insta-ready look with our Sheer Envy Blur Primer. This magical liquid to powder formula is lightweight, silky, smooth, color corrects, fills in fine lines and pores, leaving you with a perfect base for makeup application. So let's just pray that it does what it claims. I'm going to take out, it's a little pump. It comes out, it's a little runny. I'm going to take about 2 pumps of it, or a pump and a half. And I'm just going to apply it. There we go. Apply it to my face, especially where I have really large pores, which is like right in here and like on my nose. I didn't get any on my forehead, so I'm just going to take like a half a pump, yeah, and put it on my forehead. It has a weird consistency. It does feel like very heavy, but then when I put it on my skin, like it dries down and it feels like nothing's even there. So I guess that's the liquid to powder formula for you. Next up for foundation, I'm going to use 2 of them. I'm going to mix them around. The first one is the Believe Beauty Foundation. This is from Dollar General. It's $5. This is a pretty good foundation. It's not exactly full coverage, which is why I mix it with, this is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Full Coverage Foundation. This one is up to 16-hour wear. Let's see, in Believe I have the shade Soft Beige, and in Hard Candy I have Warm Beige. A lot of my foundations are going to be kind of darker just because where I used to work in a tanning salon I was really tan. Now I'm pale. So if it's too dark we'll try and lighten it up with some powder, but y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I'm using kind of what I got. So the Hard Candy foundation comes out in Adolpha, so I'm just going to apply some lines on my face. Ooh, I almost spilled my foundation all over my carpet. And then I'm going to take about a pump and a half of the Believe Beauty foundation. And I'm going to use affordable sponges and brushes. All of my brushes and sponges are from Morphe today. I just really like the brand. So I'm just going to take that and start to blend it in onto the skin. Okay, I would say that that looks, sorry, I'm just trying to look a little closer. Both of those together are very full coverage. They did cover up the acne on my chin, so that is a win. The shade is just a little off, it's just a little dark, but I'm going to lighten it up with some concealer. So next we're going in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Light Sand. I really like this concealer. It doesn't dry out my under eyes. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer as well. This one is in the shade Medium Sand, which is lighter than Light Sand. That doesn't make any sense to me, but you know, we're just going to go with it. So I'm just going to take the Hydrating Concealer, since it's a little darker. It's actually not that dark. I actually am going to put it all the way under my eyes. Just going to bring it on the under eyes and down the center of my face. Sorry, just dipping it back in just to get a little bit. This is definitely a full coverage concealer, and I'm definitely using a lot. And then I'm just going to take the regular Camo Concealer and just brighten up that one part of the under eye. Just the inner corner there. Alright, and then I'm just going to take the same sponge and start to blend that out. Okay, so that is everything blended out. I kind of feel a little bit more even, and like the foundation, you know, has calmed down. And then I'm starting to look a little more like me. So next, to set the concealer, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me. This is the Matte and Poreless pressed powder. This is in the shade 110 Porcelain. And I'm just going to take the other side of that sponge and get it in there, and then just press it onto my under eyes where I placed that concealer, just to prevent any creasing. And then just on my eyelids to set that. Start again while I finish the other side. Okay, sorry about that. My camera just stopped working for some reason. But I'm placing that powder onto my eyelids as well, just to set those, because I use the concealer as my eyeshadow primer. Next up, to set the rest of the face, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Light Medium. And to set that, I am taking, okay, I lied, one of the brushes I'm using is not from Morphe, but it's from Moda, so it's still drugstore. And I'm going to just set the rest of my face here. I just take a little bit onto the brush so I don't look too cakey or powdery, because don't nobody want to see a cake face. And then I bring that down the neck as well. Sweet, we are just moving. Okay, so for the rest of the face, I have two face palettes from Profusion. I really like the highlighter in this one, so I think we're going to use this one for the highlighter. But for blush and bronzer, we're going to use the Blush and Bronze palette from Profusion. This is what it looks like. It does come with a highlighter right here, but it's a little bit too dark for my skin tone. So I'm just going to take a Morphe, this is an M527, it's a big fluffy powder brush, and I'm going to mix these two bronzers right here, the light bronzer and the medium bronzer, and I'm just going to warm up the skin here. Sorry, I'm using palettes that do not have mirrors on them, so I have to use my mirror. And then I do like to take that and put it on my jawline and bring it down the neck, just so we don't look like we have any kind of harsh lines. And then next to contour, I'm going to take, this is the Morphe ME48. It's kind of like this tapered brush. And I'm going to dip just into the medium bronzer. And then just start to carve out my cheekbones. I generally start like right here, about halfway through the cheekbone, and sweep it up. And then go in circular motions and blend that out so there's no harsh lines. I kind of have a pimple right over there, so it kind of hurts blending that part out, but it's okay. And then just take it and dust it with a very light hand onto my forehead, just to make it up here a little bit smaller. And then I carve out the jawline so nobody notices my double chin, because pregnancy got me fat-faced. And then I'm trying to find the brush. Give me just a second here. That ain't it. Where you be? Oh, here we go. Okay, and then I'm going to take a Morphe M506. This is actually a pencil brush used for eyeshadow, but I use it for my nose contour. And I'm going to dip it into that medium bronzer and just lightly carve out my nose. Yeah, that maybe was a little bit too warm tone. We're going to have to fix it. I don't know, this side looks great, but this side looks a little heavy. So I'm just going to take that sponge and press it over. There we go, and calm it down. My nose is crooked, so I try to contour it to make it look a lot less crooked. Okay, for blush, I'm going to take the Morphe M405, and I'm going to take a mixture of Splendid and Lush, which is these two right here. Just kick off the excess, because I know these blushes are very pigmented. And just sweep that along the cheeks. And then I'll take what's left on the brush, put it on the forehead, the nose, and then I'll just take that powder brush that I used and go over both the contour and the bronzer and the blush so that I don't have any harsh lines. Next up for highlighter, I'm going to take the Morphe M501. And I'm going to dip into the Profusion Highlight and Contour Palette. You can tell I love this. Oops, I just dropped it. Anyway, you can tell I love it because, look at it. I'm going to, let me get the shade names here. I'm going to mix Devoted right here and Impulse right here. So this center one and this one right here. And then I'm just going to apply those to the high points of my cheeks. These are super, super pigmented, super blinding. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. I love when you can get stuff really cheap that looks like it's expensive. And I know my husband does too. Put that on the tip of my nose, keep it bow. A little bit on my chin, a little bit on there. So that is our base. We're looking pretty good here. I'm really quickly just going to set that down with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is the only drugstore setting spray I have right now, just because with Rona I haven't been out in the stores, so I haven't been able to get any makeup. So I'm just going to spray this all over really quick. Let that fan in. I'm going to take that sponge and just press that setting spray into the skin so that everything is nice and even. Okay. So really quick, while I have you zoomed out, I'm just going to go ahead and do my lips. I'm going to line them with the e.l.f. Don't really know what this is. It's like a, it's a lipstick, but it's a pencil. It's kind of in this weird kind of, I don't know. This is in the shade Tea Rose. I'm just going to line and fill in my lips with this really quick. Okay, so that is done. And then I'm going to, over that, put the Milani. This is just a liquid lipstick in the shade Adorable. And I really like this because it smells like a sugar cookie and it makes me hungry. Just saying. Okay, so now we're going to zoom you guys in. So you guys are nice and zoomed in. Yeah, move it up a little bit so you can see my, there you go. We're going to really quickly do brows, and then we're going to finish the look with the eyeshadow palette. So I'm really quickly going to go into the CoverGirl Soft Brown. This is the Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I'm just going to, let me see, does this eyeshadow palette have a mirror? Yes, it does. Sweet. I'm just going to really quickly run that spoolie. Sorry, I got hairs. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to take the pencil and start to carve out my brows here. My brows need done. Please don't look at how bushy and hairy they are. Again, salons are closed, people. Next up for eyes, we are going in with this beautiful palette right here. This is from Target. My mom got it for me for my birthday. It was part of like a holiday collection. I think she got it the day after Christmas. But this is from the brand CAI. Kai? I don't know. This is 30 mattes and shimmers. So it's 30 eyeshadows. We have a mix of the mattes and shimmers. I have not used this yet. As you can see, I'm pulling out the plastic. These shadows are really pretty, and I'm excited to see kind of how they work. And they have this huge mirror on here, so this would be a great palette just to stick in. Like my makeup bag looks like this, so it fits right in there to travel. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and try and come up with a kind of cute look here. A lot of these are cool toned. I'm not really seeing a lot of warm toned shadows. First things first, we're going to take a Morphe M441. This is a big fluffy brush. And we're going to take the shade, I kind of can't tell what's the mattes and what's the shimmers. Shade Red Carpet, which is this one right here. I'm going to use that in the crease. I'm like trying to, I don't know, I've never used this before. I don't know how pigmented or how much to put on the brush or not. More than that. I mean, you can see a slight wash of color. I mean, it swatches a whole lot better than what it's coming out on the brush. So let me try not to kick off the excess. Let me just try and, there we go. Okay, so don't kick off the excess. Probably would be wise to do your eyes first if you're going to use this palette. Since you can't kick off the excess powder, you probably will experience a lot of fallout. So next up, I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to go into, let me see here, I'm going to go into, I'm going to go into this darker shade right here, Lights, Camera, Action. And I actually lied, I'm not going to use that same brush. I'm going to use a Morphe M433. This is more, it's a fluffy brush, but it's more flat. So it helps to really get the precision in the outer corner. So I'm going to go in with the Lights, Camera, Action. And this is what it's coming off on the brush. I'm afraid to kick off the excess, but I'm going to because I don't want to get any fallout on my face. And I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner. It is a little bit more easier to work with just upon the first, like packing it on, than the other shadow. Right now I'm just kind of packing it on the outer corner and then I'm going to blend it out. Alright, and then for the shimmer, let's look at this. I think we're going to go in to this gold. Let me swatch it here really quick. Ooh, it looks pretty. Yeah, that looks, you can't even see it. Hold on. My arm is so my arm is so white. Here, I'll swatch it on my hand. Yeah, that is really pretty, and I hope that it blends out on my eyeball like that because it is literally gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm going to wet the brush a little bit though. Going in with a Morphe M124. It's just a flat brush. And I'm going in with the shade, it's Feel Good. The Good Film, or Feel Good Film. Sorry, I can't read at all. I'm just going to take it. I am going to tap off the excess for that because we don't need glitter going everywhere. I'm going to focus that on the center of the lid. That's pretty. I'm just packing it on until I get the pigmentation that I want and almost the kind of look that I want. And I'm going to take the shade Comedy right here. It's another kind of, it's a lighter shimmer, like almost a champagne. I'm going to swatch that right next to the other one. Yeah, see, this is the one I just swatched. Really, really pretty, really bright. I'm going to take the same brush. This is a different brush, but it's the same brush. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to dip it in there and focus that on the inner corner. Really brighten it up here. Okay, that's really pretty. And then just really quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is a Morphe M431. Oop, and I just stuck my hand in something. I'm going to mix the shade, or actually, no, I'm just going to use the shade Red Carpet, that one we used in our transition area. And place that on the lower lash line if I don't poke my eyeballs out. That's really pretty. I like it. So overall, this eyeshadow palette is really nice. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was like $13. I really can't remember. My mom got, like I said, my mom got it for me for my birthday. But it is a very pretty palette. The eyeshadows are very pigmented. They blend out very easy. All except for that first shadow. That first shadow kind of gave me a little bit of a hard time, but I would say it looks really nice. So I'm not going to line my eyes just so you guys can see how this mascara really works, because I love this mascara. I use it all the time. This is from Rimmel. This is the Lash Accelerator Mascara. It says it's with Avec Grow Lash Complex. So if you use this every day consecutively, your lashes will grow, pretty much. I used it for a good 2 months and I loved it, and then I stopped putting on makeup. So we'll see how this works here. Okay, and then I was going to go in with these with these Kiss lashes, but I ran out of lash glue, so I don't have any. I'm sorry. So we're just gonna have to use those another time. So this is the completed look. I loved everything I used. I especially loved mixing these two foundations. I love them both on their own, but when you mix them together, it seems like they're the dream team. So this is probably going to be my new foundation combo for a while, just because I feel like my skin really does look flawless instead of acne. You know, this pregnancy really has brought out a lot of my acne. So I would say I approve. But yeah, that is it for this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.